Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Burning Issues. Today I wanted to talk to you about fear and its effects on us kind of progressing with anything and moving forwards. And predominantly that fear is a fear of failure. So in a business sense or even in a personal sense, to start a business or personally, maybe it is to you want to run a marathon and you haven't ever run before, or you want to reach out to a certain person because you find them interesting, or you want to learn from them. Well, the fact of the matter is, the fear in your head, 90+% of that just is made up and is just a human physiological kind of reaction to thoughts. And if you actually just go ahead with an action bias and go and message that person, start that business, go on that 10-minute run to start with, all of a sudden you realize that, okay, it might not be pretty, okay, the person might not come back to you, okay, the business might fail, or what you intended to do, you might think you look a bit stupid for 5 minutes, but the amount that you'll have learned in that time period versus the person who's constantly looking for the perfect opportunity in order to not look daft, i.e. they're fearing the people's perception, they're fearing that failure. Unfortunately, that mentality will not lead to growth or success in any way, shape or form. You've just really got to put yourself out there, push past the initial concerns and fear and what ifs and if buts and maybes. Just take decisive action, and you'd be surprised where that might take you. At the minute I am working on some high-level investment opportunities with the US and Europe, and something that I haven't done necessarily very much of before. You probably know me as a luxury watch dealer, which is absolutely something that I love doing, and this is another thing that I've started to do. And all of a sudden there's this fear. It's like, I don't know all the financial jargon, I don't know a lot of questions that get asked. I've got to refer to other people, I've got to learn, and I could say, you know what, I don't know enough about this world, and let that fear of looking stupid or asking the question in the meeting override the opportunity of learning. And fact of the matter is, people understand that not everybody knows everything, and there's got to be a period of learning and development and growth. And the right people that you want to hang around with, you want to work with and associate with, won't pull you down for asking that question, for not knowing the answer. And it's actually a good filter system. So, pushing past that initial barrier of fear in whatever way it presents itself provides you with a far greater learning than sitting there and worrying about if, buts, maybes, what the outcome might be, what someone might think. Because, as I say, the vast majority of the things that we stress and worry about are just concocted in our brains, don't actually exist, and don't come to the fruition whatsoever. So, as I say, I would encourage you, reach out to that person that you want to speak to. If you want to go on a podcast, try and get on that podcast that you always wanted to. You wanted to start a business, or you wanted to start a new hobby or activity or learn a language, just go for it. Like, don't worry about how you might look silly because you're new at it, how people might perceive you. Just go for it is the message, and leave fear in the dust. Recognize it, understand it, and use it as a barometer of growth. If you've got fear of failure, that means that you're pushing. That means that you're trying something that's outside of your comfort zone, which is almost always a good thing. So utilize the emotion, flip it on its head, and realize that means that you're trying to achieve something, and you should be applauded for that. Hope that message makes sense, and you can take something from it. Thank you.